Hello everybody again, and welcome to our meeting. Today's topic is millennials and business. So we have some interesting point to discuss today. I would like to start with the first point, which is why millennials are so attracted to start their own business. And do you think this is the best way to make our world better? First of all, I want to define the word millennials. Maybe some of you does not have an idea. So millennials is the name of the generation that was born between 1979 and 1996. So this generation called millennial, and they are so obsessed about starting their own business and be their own boss. So I want you to tell me from your point of view why they are crazy about this, and do you think this is the best way to make our world better? You can just feel free to raise your hand. If you don't know this option, you can just unmute yourself and speak. So who wants to start first?
Sorry, I just arrived. What was the question?
The question is, from your point of view, why millennials are so attracted to start their own business, and do you think this is the best way to make our world better?
Well, probably because like the parents of them, or I mean, a part of them, our parents, probably like they struggle maybe with economy, So in order to avoid that, like maybe that's the reason why a lot of millennials are making their own businesses because they don't want to pass for the same thing all over again. So they kind of are trying to change a little bit. And if that's the way for making a better world, I don't know, maybe at some point it's going to be good because that's going to increase and lift up the economy of the country. And if the economy of the country is good, then also the people that is in there is going to be in a better position. Also the education and the health system is going to get better. But we also have the other side. If everyone starts to create businesses, who's going to work in there? Because everyone wants to be the boss. So it has to have an equilibrium. But it is true that the gap in between the different, I don't want to say social status, but I don't find another word, is gonna be more like more separated. I don't know if you kind of get the point where I'm going.
Yeah, so your first point is they don't want to struggle with money the same way their parent did. So they always try something new to be their own boss and to manage their business and to build a wealth maybe in a short period and
Yeah.
reach all the goals and the dreams that they want to achieve in their life. Yeah, that's a good point. Do you want to add something?
No, just that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jerry. Hong, go ahead.
Yes, from my point of view, millennials that they are not only aware or considering about money, but also taking socially responsibility for running business because they are very active and innovative they want to become more independent with their financial resources, and they want to develop themselves and create their own career, and they follow their hobby and ambition, and they want to do business more because they have enough knowledge and technological device. I think this age very confident to do business and create their occupation with doing business.
Your opinion is very positive. I really like it. And yeah, so based on according to your point of view, you think this is the best way to make our world better, right?
Yes.
Because you support it, right?
Yes, very important, and for social responsibility as well. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your opinion. So who wants to answer this question or share any idea?
Can I answer your question?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Nancy.
Where is the question? Sorry.
Who is speaking?
Me, Angel.
Hello,
everyone.
Angel. I cannot see you. That's why I didn't notice. Yeah, the question is, okay, so our topic is millennials and business. So you know that millennials is the name of the generation that was born from 1979 to 1996. And the question is, from your point of view, why this generation is so attracted to start their own business and being their own boss? And do you think this is the best way to make our world better? So this is our question today. So Nancy was about to answer. Go ahead, Nancy, please.
Yes. As you have mentioned, I have known that millennials are the group of people who was born in the 1980 to 20,000, which means they are from 18 to 35 years old. And with the development of technology nowadays, they are more likely access to the media completely easy for them to run their own business. And so I think that it absolutely 100% they will make a better world. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So yeah, so you think since they are a digital native, so they are so familiar with technology, mobile phones, and such a thing. So that really helps them to achieve a certain quality of life and to start startups. Yeah, this is the words that we have learned yesterday in our learning session, by the way. So we are using a lot of vocabulary. I hope you can join us next Saturday. Razika, go ahead.
Yeah. So I think this millennium is very most things in the future. Millennium is begin in 1980 and then 2000. So I think the millennium in the millenniums in this all globally affected in the all things. So I think millennials have the opportunity for their business develop there. Millennium is very grateful. Then I think we have we want to the engaged in the all millennium because there is a very very goals in the achieving this millennium. Then I think in the all future and future is a very useful for the millennium engagement for the business. Then I think all aspect, all technology and health any other way, all way in, I think millennium is a very gratefully increase in the engagement of the business. Then I think those in millennium is the very attracting to the in the technology. Then most difficult things in the face to the these things. I think most in this millennium is very affected for their their skill in develop. That's sometimes don't have not the opportunity for the increase their business career in forward. And then I think most things in that's um, uh, millennium is different way on the globally and that is different for the all globally in the any other countries between the countries. Then I think in the that's a very useful. Thank you.
Thanks, Rasika. Yeah, so Rasika thinks that they are totally different from other generations. I can hear myself echoing.
Can I?
Could you please mute yourself? Yeah, Ginny, go ahead, please.
Good morning, everybody again. Well, I think millennium is in this century is 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 very good because people in this millennium are very happy with the technologies that we are using the technology to buy online. Isn't necessary go to face, and it's easily to buy, and we can buy another thing in our country, in another country too. That's everything.
Yeah, so your opinion is based totally on the financial level. So yeah, you think it's the right way to build a certain wealth. So being able to buy things, whether in our country or in an international level, yeah, that's great to reach a certain quality of life. So who wants to go ahead? Okay, so I can see Lina from Indonesia. Hello.
Yeah, hi. Hello.
Yeah. I want to repeat the question for you so you can have an idea about our discussion. Today's topic is about millennials and business. And the first point we are discussing is why millennials are so attracted to starting their own business and being their own boss. And do you think this is the right way to make our world better? So for your information, millennials is the generation who was born between 1979 and 1996. Yeah, so please, if you want to answer the question, just unmute yourself and go ahead whenever you feel ready, okay? Okay, so we have Angel. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'm here. Hello again. Okay, I will give you my point of view. Yes, for millennials, it's more attractive to start business because they was born with technology. It's super good. I am millennial actually. Yeah, and it's more easy. It's more easy to start business because, for example, if some millennial they want to sell some service or some product, it's not necessary, especially to open office or open a store. You know, just I have seen now is wow in this quarantine. I have seen wow, it's super nice because they have a product. Just take a photo, put in social media, or they know some. They want to teach some service, for example, teach English or something, you know, and just take a photo, or they make a video and put in social media, and they start to sell, you know, start sell. In this case, they improve our economy to move more economy, you know, and then it's nice, obviously, and it's for me it's a this situation it can be improved better or work, you know. It's because if you, for example, we have the phrase, if you have no money, no money, no love, you know. In this case, it's um for me it's good, you know. For example, I told you I will give you one example. In this quarantine, some guy he lost his job, but he know manage the social media, you know, and they start the business. Just take a photo, put in the put in the social media. Now they have their own business. Yeah, it's for himself is the boss. You know, it's for me. It's this is the way. This is the way to have a better world, better economy, better everything. And finally, to have a good style life. That is my opinion. Thank you.
So, Angel, your opinion is interesting. You know, I really like your body language when you are expressing your idea, the body language you use, that's really impressive. And I want to ask something else for you, since you think it's the best way to improve our world. You know that the world is changing super fast, and
Yes.
in the future a lot of things is going to change, and millennials would be an old generation, you know. So do you
Yeah,
think we would
I know that.
like do you think we would like the new changes in the future, or we will just complain about the next generation, which called Generation Z or whatever comes in the future?
Good question. Thank you. Actually, we must to have the, how can I say, the ability to how to say, we must to have the ability to adapt the change, you know. For example, now it's incredible. You know, I'm working the real estate, and this quarantine we closed our business and we start another business. I saw some Z generation. He's maybe it's two brothers, for example. Yeah, they start to do the business selling the food, deliver food. Yeah, he's 14 years old. Imagine 14 years old. One guy, another is he's 70 years old. Two brothers, they start to deliver food. You know, they has ability more, they has more ability to adopt the change, no matter what happened, but they will continue because they have more information in the social media. You know, it's not like us. For example, you know, we are in the we had the knowledge from university. You know, it's education for university. For me, it's all actually. Yeah, for me, it's all. And they know in the future, obviously, we will be all like a millennial, but we must to have the ability to adopt this change in the world. Yeah, I guess I'm sure this is my opinion about that. Actually, we must to adopt with Z generation because it's actually they are more, I don't know, it's right or not, but they are more smart to adopt the different change, no matter what happened, but they will continue faster, faster, faster. That is my opinion.
Yeah, I think you should be careful. We have maybe some of Generation Z here in our meeting, so that will break out a war if you mention something not good for them, you know. I'm just joking.
Yes.
Joking.
Yes.
Yeah, so thanks, Angel, for sharing that with us. Yeah, so let's move to another question. The second, Lena, you want to say something maybe?
No, I don't want to say
Oh,
anything. Yeah.
okay, okay. Yeah, so let's move to our second. I can see Jury.
Yeah.
Just saw your hand was raising. Do you want to
Do you
add
want me to
something?
move on to the next one, or because I just wanted to say something
Yeah,
referred to
certainly. Go ahead,
Angel.
please.
Yeah. Well, something that is true is that the millennials, they didn't, I mean, we didn't grow up with all this advanced technology. If you remember, we start with the Walkmans, which are kind of old. So if you like put those devices in front of Z generation, they won't really know how to use them because they are really old. So what I want to say is that our technology, even though we start with the transition of new technology, we are kind of behind. So that's the reason why I know a lot of people from my own generation that they really struggle right now with with the pandemic. I mean, talking about, like, for example, in the teaching sector, a lot of teachers from my generation, they have a lot of troubles because most of them couldn't adapt, as Angel mentioned. That's a big difference. With the new generations, they are adapting more because they have to adapt. So it's kind of like a necessity. So um, they have to do it. It's like when you are learning a language, if you are surrounded by that, you won't see the the effort or all the steps that you have taken. But for someone that is just starting, they're gonna notice it. So I think that is something that also happens. And for the millennials, we at some point we're gonna be probably obsolete. If we don't catch up with the new generations. And same thing is gonna happen with the other ones. Technology is increasing rapidly day by day. New things appear. The other day I was just watching a video in YouTube where they are starting to use holograms to communicate with other people. So like now, so that's something that I used to watch in the cartoons. When this was the hologram of the person here projecting and the other one wasn't here. Well, now that's real. Um, but um, all of this that I'm saying is just to point out that each generation is going to have an impact in the world at certain level in its own way. Well, the true fact is that we all have to, and I totally agree with Angel, we have to adapt, because if we don't adapt, we will struggle. And we also see that in nature, with animals. I mean, nature teaches a lot. If we don't adapt, we might, I don't want to say disappear, but yeah, we will have a lot of problems. And the future is going to be really challenging. So we have to start grasping technology now.
Thank you. That's interesting. So you think that we are not like different generations are not, they don't compete one another. They complete one another. Yeah, that's very important. And let's move to the second question, which is globalization versus monopoly. So let's define the two words first. The globalization is to spread a technology that already exists. Like if something is already created, so we just spread it in all over the world. That's the globalization in the market. And the monopoly is to create something new, like to jump from 0 to 1 and emerge something new in the market. Like in 2006, Facebook just showed up in the market, which is something new and this is the monopoly. Yeah, so my question in this point, from your point of view, which one do you think could make our world better and more stable? The globalization or the monopoly, like trying to globalize all the technology that we have to enable all people to access it, or always try to compete and come up with new technologies? Yeah, so who wants to express his opinion about this point? Maybe Lucy, I can see you. Oh, Hong, go ahead. You already raised your hand.
Thank you so much. So I think that we we are not analyzing about this period of time about pandemic outbreak. In general, globalization is trendy. The develop orientation for our world, and you know about supply chain. That means we should take advantages from outsourcing and connect and reduce cost or products, or we take advantages and enlarge, expand the resources. I mean resources. We can expand the ability of production of a country by open the country by globalization. I mean connect with other country. They are abundant or they are rich about other outputs or necessity. So I think globalization will offer us a lot of advantages or benefits in the future. Even our consumers or citizens, we can buy our the product or satisfy their needs or the demands better than before. If you monopolize or close the economy, the country economies. Yes, so that's my point of view.
Yeah, I want to buy your idea. It's interesting because if we cannot globalize our technology, we are not going to get a whole benefit from it. For example, if a lot of countries still don't have internet, so we cannot connect with them if we not globalize the technology that we already have. So it does not make sense if we just go ahead for new technologies that use internet while other countries already does not have the basic minimum to benefit from the new technologies. That's very interesting. Thanks, Hank, for your opinion. Yeah, who wants to? Angel, you are raising your hand. Please go ahead.
Yes, I'm here. Okay, I want to give my point of view. If I am an entrepreneur and I have some business and I have a competition, and obviously I like it, you know, because I can make full money. Actually, we have that kind of how to say. We have seen some business, you know, for example, Microsoft many years ago they have a competition of Facebook. Facebook has a competition, you know, it's good. because they can make full money. In my case, if I one day I will have some business, I can do it. Yeah, because I can make full money. I can be rich. Yeah.
Yeah, your business, you want it to be a globalization or monopoly. So what kind of business you want to start? To create something totally new, which is a monopoly, so you can own the business only for you. There is no competition in the world because it's something new, like Mark did in 2006, and like other people did in the past for Microsoft or Apple or PayPal. It was really a startups.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I want to, I'm curious to know what kind of your business. If it's not a secret, I'm not going to steal the idea, don't worry.
yeah, okay, okay. No, look, we have some phrase. Actually, I heard this phrase about some entrepreneur, good businessman. You know, he said, if when you create a business and you have a competition, take advantage in that moment. Yeah, because late or early you will have a competition. You know, because this is the word. Yeah, and then maybe I can to do that. Why not? Yes. For example, now you know I am working with drones in a small village. No one has this kind of technology, just me and we put this first technology in my small village actually. After that, we saw another competition, and obviously monopoly is not so good. Yeah, because they put their politics in the world. Yeah, and they don't share their knowledge. It's not good for society, you know. In my case, if I can take advantage for one moment, I can do it. But after that, obviously, I would like to share with society, but because that is the globalization, you know. And yes, I have two ideas. You know, now I am an entrepreneur too, and the one part, obviously, I want to take advantage, and the second part, I am a human. I would like to share this our knowledge with others. Actually, now we are doing that. That is my opinion. Sorry if someone don't like it, but it's me.
Thank you, Angel. Yeah, so yeah, that's true. Every monopoly became a competition sooner or later. That's what Facebook is struggling with. So they always try to sell the application that they predict that they will compete them in the future. So Facebook sold WhatsApp and also sold Instagram. So whenever they predict something is going to compete them, they sold it and add it to
Exactly.
their package. Yeah. So that's what monopoly owners are working on. They are trying to always keep their business a monopoly and not a competition. Yeah, so anyone wants to add something? I think Lucy is taking a lot of notes. I'm curious to know and to read what she is writing down.
No, I'm just trying to, organize my thoughts. Is that okay? I only talk about the globalization.
Yeah, that's completely fine. So you can answer the question. If you have completely another idea, you can share it, or you can share anything. So we are so flexible. So it doesn't mean that you have to answer exactly our point. So please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I still, 40 years ago, our government made a decision to open our country completely towards the world and embrace the globalization. At that time, everybody is very, was very excited about the decision because that means opportunity. The country can bring a lot of creative opportunities for individuals and the society. So after the policy, just in the society, and a lot of young people who were ambitious and desperate to prove their value. So they want to seek their role or seek for freedom in the world. You know, after 40 years development, people are confident and hopeful, you know, to our government and to the world. So they decide to, you know, move into the world. But you know, the funny thing is, we don't really embrace the globalization on internet nowadays. You know, as you all know, the situation in China, right? And I mean, 40 years ago, because the decision, a lot of things just pouring into China from the Western society, like social movement, new technology theories, and you know, methodology in different fields, and also internet, art, and the literature. You know, maybe we should not just see globalization as an economic activity. It's also about, you know, the humanity. We can get to know the idea from all over the world, and we can learn different knowledge from, you know, other countries. And also, I think the relationship between different countries can, you know, become more uh, became more friendly because the globalization, because they can establish their social connection with each other. That may create opportunities for individuals and different societies. Yeah, yeah, that's my opinion
Yeah.
about
Thanks so much for sharing that. Yeah, lately I got so interested in economy, and I have read a lot of articles about Chinese economy. So what you have just said make a lot of sense to me, because I have a little bit information background about Chinese economy and the globalization that you are talking about, that your government tried to globalize. So your opinion is based on globalize the human more than globalize the economy, because I guess Chinese economy is already based on globalization from ages ago. And yeah, that's what I know. I'm not sure if. Okay, so anyone else want to add something? You don't need to answer the exact question. You can add any idea you have. Yeah, I have Malangmi. Go ahead, please. Malangmi, I can see you raising your hand. You are muted. Okay, so anyone? Okay, no problem.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
so
so sorry,
if you want to share.
Yeah, my
Okay,
internet
no
is
problem.
not good and it's not stable. That's why.
Okay.
So I would
No
like to begin with defining the terms globalization and what is it, monopoly, right? So
Go ahead, please.
globalization, yes, the term globalization is derived from a globe, and by globe we know that it is the representation or is a model of Earth. And with globalization, we come to know this an interconnectivity of all the world, all the country in the world. That means we become as a small village. In village, everything we share it with each other. Like, for example, what we have. Like if I have more vegetable, I share to my neighbors who have no any vegetable, and all those service too. So with the coming of globalization, we are able to connect each other, and we are able to share our ideas too. And I think with the coming of globalization, even the China become a superpower just next to the US because of the globalization. And I think, yeah, globalization good. And I would like to point out there is a lot of demerit of globalization. So for example, in a country like China, they have a lot of manpower. They are able to manufacture things very cheaply. But in the present scenario, for example, we have now the pandemic of coronavirus, COVID-19. Due to it, now a lot of our economic and all the social activities are locked down. We are only interacting through internet. And in such scenario, when we cannot produce our own goods and service for our own country, we depend completely from another country. For example, even for our daily diet, our foods. So if we keep on depending on other, then we will suffer. If we have enmity, become enmity with that neighboring country, or if there is a pandemic like coronavirus and so on. So that's the demerits of globalization. And I think when let's come to monopoly. Monopoly is derived from a term mono. Mono means one. That means a single entity trying to control everything. For example, even in the trade, if a single company, for example, like we are using Zoom application, and if the Zoom application is the only application which is available to interact virtually with each another, definitely to create monopoly, he can charge a lot of, a lot of charge for using the service. And if we have more than different apps or application, even internet provider, for example, if we have a lot of companies, they will compete each other in order to get the customer, in order to get more customer, and they will improve their activity, to improve their service. If a single company or if a single apps provide us service, then they will try to charge us more than they ought to, and they will try to suppress us, to say. And it is the bad thing of monopoly, and I totally go against monopoly. I don't want monopoly, I want globalization. But I think we need to be smart enough in order to see the demerit of globalization too. That is my point. And I'm so sorry that my internet is not stable, and I'm not able to respond in time, and I'm not able to start my video too. I'm so sorry. Anyway, that's it. Thank you.
No worries. Thanks so much for sharing your opinion. I agree with you about a lot of points. So because of the globalization, now I'm using my Chinese brand phone and my computer. Yeah, so the globalization really enable a lot of people to get access to the technology. And I liked your example when you mentioned the Zoom application. So if they apply it only on iPad or in Windows, so that would be a very strict monopoly. So you need to get an iPhone to use Zoom. Since it's available in all systems, Macintosh, Android, or any other system, so this is not very strict monopoly. Yeah, so anyone wants to share his idea? Jerome, do you
And
have anything to share with us?
Can I ask one thing, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is there any native United Kingdom citizen here nor among us? Is there any
Sorry,
native?
I cannot catch what you are saying. Maybe the internet is not stable. Would you please repeat?
Is there any native citizens of United Kingdom?
You ask if we have any members from United Kingdom here?
Yes. That's my point.
Okay, actually today I don't think so. I don't think that we have any member from United Kingdom. Okay, so let's ask the members. So please, members who are from United Kingdom, try to speak, say hello, or contact Malangmi. Okay, so Jerome, do you want to share something with us today? Hello? Okay, you want to pass it?
You are sharing your screen. I don't know if you are aware of it. Or if
Yeah,
you...
someone is sharing his screen. Pat, would you please prevent members from sharing their screen? Yeah, only the host. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so Angie, hello. Can you hear me? Angie from Indonesia. I'm not sure if you can hear me. Okay, I'm trying to get new members involved in our discussion. Mitch, can you hear me?
Well, if no one...
Yeah, I can hear you. Hi.
Yeah, would you like to share something with us today?
Well, I was a bit late, so I missed the question part. I think you asked a question or something like that. Can you just...
Okay, well, our question or our point is globalization versus monopoly. So globalization is to globalize the thing that already exists, the technology that already invented in the past. And monopoly is to create something new and just keep it for you to get the maximum benefit of it. So this is the point. So, and we are very flexible. You can share anything you want regarding our topic, millennials and business.
Okay. Well, starting with the one which has been posted about millennials and business. Well, yeah, that's a great topic to say. First and foremost, I believe, the millennials of today are the ones who are going to shape the future, because most of the millennials have been brought up in a day and age where there is technology, and, everything is going fast with technology, and almost everything in the next 5 to 10 years is going to be digital. So it's true, millennials have a huge role to play, and, this is something many countries should invest on, especially in the education system. For me, in my opinion, the education system which are existing right now, especially let's say where I come from, are a little bit outdated, and they are not going to help in any way for the millennials to succeed in the future in business, knowing that the business in the next coming years is going to be digital. So I believe that's something millennials should work on right now and campaign. And we have seen all of this in this coronavirus time, COVID-19, the pandemic, which has affected us. And it's most likely more waves of this kind are going to hit in the future. So we have to be prepared for it by digitalizing everything, less contact, and more of e-commerce, especially involving delivery and using of technology, buying things online, and so on and so forth. We have to kiss goodbye to the old world we knew before the COVID-19 and embrace the new coming age, which is obviously gonna be digital. So I believe we millennials have a huge role to play in this. And adding something on globalization and monopoly, I believe monopoly limits countries in terms of ideas. There is no evolving of idea. Let's say if I own a company which makes ice cream and I only make vanilla, chocolate, and butterscotch. If I have monopoly, I will only make those particular flavors. But if there's globalization, there will be diversity in flavors. There will be other ones, let's say strawberry, butterscotch, cupcake, and so on. So it creates this competition and evolving of new ideas which bring a road to a better place with better varieties and better options for people suited for different areas, rather than monopoly where only one company or one industry is involved. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense or if it's in line with what you are saying, but these are just my thoughts. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Mitch. I like your example about ice cream. That's the best time for an ice cream. It's super hot here. So, okay. So thanks for sharing your opinion with us. I have another question. It's more friendly and interesting. Yeah, do you think that millennials and Z generation are struggling less during this quarantine and lockdown, since they are a digital native and they are so familiar with internet, technology, smartphones? Yeah, and some people even think they are enjoying the quarantine, you know? Yeah, so I want you to share your opinion and also tell me about your experience under the circumstances. Have you learned a lot of things from online business or online learning? Yeah, and do you think you are fortunate to leave this lockdown during this lockdown to get the benefit from it? And what's you are struggling about the most?
Okay, I have to answer that, right? Okay, I'm gonna answer
Okay.
some of the things that you said, but not necessarily everything. Well, comparing the Z generation and the millennials, yeah, there's a huge drastic difference. For example, my mother is obviously from the Z generation, and let's say they want to have a Zoom meeting or a call. I am more acquainted with arranging those things for her. So you have to be called, hey, Mitch, come and switch on the Zoom meeting for me.
Mitch, sorry, you said your mom is from the Z generation?
No. Oh, I beg your pardon.
It's from the X generation, you mean?
Yeah.
X, yeah, not Z. Z is the last generation, so you are older than your mom, I suppose, if it's the case. Yeah, Z is the last generation, the last one. And X is the generation that was born before the millennial. So we have the generation X, then the generation Y, which is the millennials, then the generation Z.
Oh boy. I think I'm gonna skip that question. Z, J, X, Y. Yeah, let me answer something else.
You got confused. Yeah, that's the reason why we mentioned all the generations yesterday in our learning session, so members get familiar with the names and and the different generations.
I am so sorry I missed that, so I'm gonna skip that question for now.
Okay.
Let's say it's never happened.
No problem. At least you have learned something new for today. Yeah.
Thank you so
who
much.
wants to? You are welcome.
Okay, let me answer the other one concerning the digitalization, what I learned from this COVID. Okay, one of my experiences I learned during this COVID, let's say I'm into sketching and drawing and making portraits of people. So I ran out of paper and I'm under lockdown, everything is closed. So I had to find an alternative. So I had to start learning digital sketching. So I was forced due to this COVID-19 to learn how to sketch digitally, and it has come out of something more of an advantage. So I have two skills, drawing on paper and drawing digitally. So that's one of the outcomes of COVID, I should say. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitch. Thanks for sharing that with us. Yeah, so who wants to share his experience under these circumstances? Maybe I should have not mentioned the COVID-19. We are trying to get distracted from this pandemic, but I can't help. It's my curiosity to know how people are dealing with this situation. Yeah, Jury, go ahead, please.
Yeah, sorry, I like to talk a lot. Well, something that has happened for me, for example, is that I don't want to say that I am enjoying, because it's not something to enjoy about the pandemic. You know, other people are suffering and are struggling, but it has come with a good thing for me. because I have looked for the bright side. You know, when you have a challenge, you can either go and depress yourself, or you can try to look for something better from this moment. So in my case, and probably for all of you, because we are here, I have tried to get to know other people, to open up more my vision, you know, of the world, because um, I now I have like a lot of friends from the Arab section, the Arab countries, and before, I mean, here in Mexico, we don't receive a lot of information from that section. So for me, it was like, oh, Arab countries, Egypt, Morocco, that's it. But
Yeah,
now,
for your information, Arab sections, we have two sections, the North Africa and the Middle East. So you can find Arab countries in the Middle East or in the North Africa. And both section is called MENA, which means Middle East, North Africa.
well, yeah, like that's something that I also learned today. So now I have been using this time for learning more about everyone, you know, because if you are just with your own idea in your own sector, in your bubble, then whenever something difficult comes, you don't you don't have the chance to see it in another way. Um, Also, I have starting to learn new languages and practicing the one that I have, and also spending more time with my family, because before I was working a lot, and also I spent a lot of time traveling from my home to my work and traffic and you know all of that. But now with this period, I have spent some time with them, which was it's enjoyable, you know, because we can talk. We also argue because now we spend more time together. But it's nice because we are building up a strong relationship within the family. So I think that whenever something difficult is in our path, try to learn from it. I remember one time I was watching I don't know if you know the cartoon Avatar. No? Well, if you know
Avatar?
it,
No,
no? Okay, well,
I don't
it's a
think so.
cartoon about Airbender. So anyway, in this cartoon, there is a character that is called Iron, the Uncle Iron, and he's like super wise. And in the cartoon, he mentioned that whenever the wind blows, you can go with the wind and be a leaf, you know, that is gonna go wherever the wind goes, or you can be a strong tree that leaves that gives the chance for the wind to move the leaves, but not to take them from the tree. So it's actually a Chinese saying, I think, because the movie is based on that. But I like that thinking because you know the wind, you can take the wind as a problem. So you can either go with the wind and leave the wind do whatever it wants with you, or you can still have your roots on the ground and look the better way for your circumstance to adapt to the struggles, but without leaving the circumstance destroy you. So I don't know, something that just came to my mind. So that's how I'm dealing with the situation in this moment.
I can see people interacting in the chat box about Avatar, so I think we have a lot of fans of Avatar. Yeah, I can see Lena. Avatar, the legend of Angel, or I don't know. Avatar is the last bender. Yeah, you bring up another topic for our discussion, Jury. Okay, thanks, Jury. Anyone wants to share his experience? Let's go for the last one. Maybe you can choose someone that has not spoken in the meeting. Lena, do you want to add something? Farhan?
Hello.
Hello,
Can I
Reza?
share about
Yeah,
experience during pandemic of Corona?
yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, I think for every person, they have their own experience about how to deal with Corona. From me, I joined many organization in real life, in such as in university. So you can say I'm busy in outside. So this pandemic happened, and I have to stay in home, and you can say lockdown, something like that. So I cannot go outside. So it makes me got some stresses because before I'm so active person in organization and go outside to do many activities, but I have to stay in home. But later I think about the other activities that can be the alternative, uh, like I try to think the activity that can help me, yeah, something make me busy. So I found many course online, many yeah, online learning, and also something like this Zoom meeting. So uh, it can it made me feel relief. I mean, I can handle my stress because I have another busy another activities. So yeah, I can gain, yeah, some benefit from this, and also I can change. I mean, when I active in organization, we did a lot of meetings. So I changed my meeting in online, like in Google Meet or Zoom. So we still can do some discussion through online. So I feel that I know I can deal with it, and I can do something yeah, different, like now through online. I think that's all. At the first, of course, I'm so stressed and got some shocking because this pandemic, but lately, alhamdulillah, I can try to handle and, yeah, handle with this. Thank you.
Yeah, I definitely understand your feelings. I can understand the state you have been through since you are enthusiastic and very energetic person. So I can understand that. And so glad that you figured it out how to invest in your time at home under the lockdown using different application and platforms to get involved in different activities such as meeting with friends, conferences, or online learning. And that's the same way most of us have done during this pandemic. So we are running out of time. Maybe Angel wants to add something quickly.
Okay, I will share it quickly. Yeah. Well, in the first month for me, pandemic, it was horrible, terrible, because we closed business. Yeah, 1 month half actually. It was so hard for us. However, now we are, for the reason we are the millennial, we see how we can change, how we can get more, how we can make money, how we can get income. And we did another business, is sell masks. What's mask? The cover. Yeah, we sell masks for social media. Yeah, actually my sister, she did, and TikTok, it's another app, funny. And for the reason I said, the good things to be a millennial is we can see the opportunity when it's happened something like this situation, the pandemic, and we changed and we did another business, and I saw super important in this life, this world. If you have only just one job or one business, it's not enough. You should try to have 2 or 3. It's good because if something happened, you can say you will have another income, the other business or another job. And I have seen too, it's we must to have the ability to adopt the technology. Yes, actually, I didn't like too much technology some years ago, but now I like, and we take advantage. We take benefits, we make money, and yep, obviously, like the rich people said, the rich people, it can be more rich in this situation, the poor, it can be more poor. Not because about the resource, actually, it's about the mind, how we can see the problem. We can take we will have advantage, or we will have disadvantage. That's it.
Thanks, Enzo. And before to wrap up, please, for our new members today, after the meeting, try to contact the admin. So he will add you to our WhatsApp VIP group, as you are not there already. And another thing, please share with us in the chat box your Instagram, so we can tag you in our post on Instagram. And please try to spread the word with your friends. If you know anyone from your acquaintances that has interesting idea and an enthusiastic personality, so please invite him or her to our meeting. So let's try to globalize our conference and not keep it as a monopoly, since we all agree that globalization is something that we should all benefit from it. So thanks so much for being with us today. Thank you all. Thanks for your opinions, and hope to see you next Saturday in our virtual learning session with a new topic, and also the day after on Sunday in CTI Global Conference. So bye for now and see you soon.
Bye. Thank you.
See you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, please share your Instagram before you leave if possible.
Okay.
Bye.